Do immigration authorities check people's social media accounts? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. When people come to our office, sometimes they ask whether or not immigration, the State Department, or Customs and Border Protection check people's social media accounts, and you're darn right they do. We've heard lots of stories, and we've seen some in our own office involving social media, and I thought I would share some of them with you so you sort of understand the contours of social media and how that plays out in the immigration context. You know, everything that's online is readily available to anybody who's looking, and it doesn't take too much to find people's Facebook accounts or their Twitter accounts or any other kind of social media, YouTube, Snapchat, all those things. So we're seeing more and more that immigration does in fact check those things. We've been to interviews where an immigration officer has pulled up someone's social media account and asked about particular pictures. We've also heard of a situation where someone contacted our office. They had applied for a visit visa, a B1, B2 visit visa, which means they were only supposed to come for 6 months, and the plan was for them to just tour around America. That's how they got their visa. Well, in fact, they had proclaimed on social media that they were coming to be a nanny for their cousin, and on their Facebook page it made it look like they were planning on staying for a whole lot longer. So when they arrived at the airport in America, when they landed and went through customs, the customs officials had checked it while the person was sitting there, and they figured out that the person was not planning on returning after 6 months, and they turned him around and sent him back home. So they were asking for our help and trying to see what we could do, but really in a situation like that, when you've been caught because of your own social media, there's not much that we can do. We had another situation in the office where a man and a woman came into the office and said that they were husband and wife and that they wanted us to apply for a spouse visa. And one of the attorneys in our office just felt like things were off a little bit. And what she realized is that the man and the woman were not in fact married, but the woman was married to the man's brother in real life. They had children together, had a life together, and it was all displayed on Facebook. And they were just doing this paper marriage to try to get the non-citizen brother, who wasn't the husband, a green card. And so obviously we turned down that case, and it was only through a quick check of our own social media, of Facebook itself, that we were able to find that out. And the thing is, if we can find it here in our office, the federal government can sure find it. It doesn't take much to run someone's name through Facebook or Twitter, especially if they have an unusual name. You know, it might be a little harder if their name's John Smith, but many immigrants have Facebook accounts in their own name, and they're easily found. So, you know, you don't want to put anything out on the internet that would affect your ability to get an immigration benefit. If you're participating in some kind of immigration fraud, you're going to get caught, so you shouldn't do it. And you definitely shouldn't put it on Facebook or any other social media account. We have another incident in the office where a client has decided to apply for asylum, and while we were going over his case and deciding whether or not what evidence we should submit to the Immigration Service when it comes to his asylum case, that we checked his Twitter account and we talked to him about his Twitter account, and it was very interesting. He comes from a country that's ruled by a dictator, someone who decided not to leave office when his term was up. And we were able to document that our client had been a voice of dissent, criticizing the government for many months. And in fact, we were able to track his Twitter account, that the government itself and some of the dictator's top-level authorities were checking our client's Twitter accounts. We were able to submit all that evidence and demonstrate that he had this heartfelt political belief about his home country, that government officials were monitoring his Twitter account, that they were seeing what he said about the government. They were critical of he and his sister. And so we were able to submit all that evidence, and that's real good evidence that supports his claim that he would face persecution if he returns home to that country. So in that situation, his social media account was used for good, but generally, social media is something you need to be really careful about. There's no reason that you can't lock up your Facebook account especially. There's no reason that you have to keep it open and available to anybody. We're certainly not advocating that you hide any kind of fraud on there, but just don't open yourself up to that. They do check those things, and it's an important part of the process. So if you're concerned about social media, if you're wondering how this might affect you and you want to ask us some questions, feel free to give us a call, 314-961-8200, or you can email us at info@hackinglawpractice.com. If you like this video, please click on the like button below and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get good content like this whenever we put it out. We try to put out a couple pieces a week of video, and we hope you like it. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.